Welcome back, everybody. WPC Dota 2 action continues now. We've got Titan versus Tongfu.
We get to see Titan up once again. They were looking hot against HGT, and now we'll see how they fare against Tongfu. They'll have their work cut out for them because if Titan keep it up the way they were playing in that last series,
Yeah.
I don't know. They were just looking crisp, good execution, good decision making, and few complaints from the critics over here in the peanut gallery.
Yeah, good to see Titan play that well because they have not been that consistent as of late. It was one of the easier opponents potentially. Well, I don't even know if we can call HGT an easier opponent. Definitely an unknown opponent since we haven't seen them play. It is a new team, but they've got some experienced players in ZSMJ and XTT. But it is Titan with a now 5-1 record at WPC. That's a solid record considering 6 of the 12 teams advance to the playoffs. It's going to be a tough race. They still have to verse your top Chinese teams, your DKs, your IGs, your LGD, your newbie. But hey, it's a good start. It's the kind of start they needed.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll hop into the draft before too long here as these players get settled down. I still love having the actual footage of what's happening.
It just makes the whole
at the LAN Center.
experience feel like you're...
It makes me feel more connected to the players, just seeing them in their booths, seeing them work together, and how they interact. And even though we can't understand what they're saying, it's still just a nice touch.
I just care more about the result and stuff because I'm like, okay, these are the players who are watching and casting. It's not just some nickname on a screen.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, something that I'm enjoying. It's a nice change of pace from casting,
not to mention,
mostly.
like Extinct with his styled hair.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the players have quite the fashion sense.
Yeah. Well, he never used to be that way. He was always a much more just sloppy kind of guy. I guess. He would rock up to an event, not looking all that style, but he got a girlfriend like a few months back, or maybe even maybe 5 or 6 months back.
Okay.
That to me is he's a changed man.
See, these are the kind of details that I'm glad you're here for, Gods, because I would never have known enough about his personal life to match up the timelines between hairdos.
He's a cool guy, no.
And ladies.
I see the transition from extinct, single extinct to extinct in a relationship, and so he's a really cool guy. He's a very nice, friendly guy when I've met him at events. Most of the LAN events I've been to have been in Southeast Asia, so I've actually met, I know Titan guys really well. Good friends with Extinct, Ohio. Ned and KYXY are both a bit quiet and shy. KYXY was actually really funny. Like, he came up to me at SMM one year. Like, this was like one of the first or 2 times I met him, and he just wanted to take a picture or something with me, and like him and his girlfriend. It's like, we really want a picture with you. And him and his girlfriend had these matching striped T-shirts on, like with the same colors. Like, they were different shirts, but they were obviously matching, and it was just the most adorable thing ever. Like this shy little couple coming up to me, and this guy's like a hotshot Dota 2 and Dota 1 player back then, and he was just being so shy and funny about it.
Oh, that's adorable.
But
so, all right, well, Titan will start things off with the dreaded Lycan. The one difference in this series out of the gate is Centaur will be one of the first bans, and that means he won't be first picked like he was in the first 2 games of the night, and Lycanthrope will make it through.
We get Lycan.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this series made it through any of these games, but Titan, without a doubt, take it out first pick.
Yep, no big surprise there. Tongfu, they'll go ahead and grab the Ancient Apparition and Rubik duo. Not a bad way to start off your draft, though not particularly flexible heroes. They're just straightforward supports. You know, that's your position 4, position 5. Although it could be gearing up for a pretty scary tri-lane. Ancient Apparition with that chilling touch.
Yeah. I think that maybe they could do go offensive tri-lane. Just try shut down the Lycan's farm as much as possible. I mean, Rubik, AA, both your true 600 range supports. And if you wanted to go for a more standard step, you get your AA Shadow Shaman. The problem is with that, Shadow Shaman not great at offensive trials, and that's where Rubik's pretty strong here. So we may see Tongfu looking to punish this Lycan pick in the laning stage.
And that's one of the few times in the game when Lycan is a little bit weak. He needs at least a little bit of space early on, whether it's in the jungle, whether it's in the lane, just to get those last hits rolling. He needs to hit level 6, needs to get that Vlad's online pretty quickly, and usually the medallion to follow so we can move into the Roche pit. And we have seen on occasion Lycans get shut down out of the gate, and well, sometimes those early lane rotations can be a little bit easier said than done. But yeah, the Enchantress second pick. Definitely.
Titan, they weren't the ones running the junglers. They were the ones shutting down the junglers in their series. So when they try their hands at this, will be Extinct's hero, the jungle player for Titan. They'll get a net support with their last pick, which is kind of like your Rubik, your Sand King, whatever it may be. He's big on the Sanking. Sanking gets banned out, actually.
Yeah.
And smart ban from Tongfu.
Two very smart bans from Tongfu. Not only the Sand King, but also the Shadow Shaman right before that. And again, you're going to jump the gun here, gods. Here. Looking at the wrong monitor. I know you've got a lot to choose from, but
too many choices. If you guys could see, 3 monitors not enough. I need more.
Yeah,
Some more.
Every so often, well, especially when you have a full screened WPC stream, it actually does basically takes you down to 2 monitors. It's like a video feed and 2 monitors. So, but 2 really smart support bans from Tongfu, Shadow Shaman as well as Sand King. 2 heroes that
the Sand King band's just not showing up on the stream.
Okay, yeah,
because they just picked their alchemist, so this band's actually missing.
All right, yeah, that's just
something broke.
Something
they forgot to push the button.
There must be something weird with Sand King because he was the hero that actually broke our overlays that the other day.
Tongfu just reinvented the draft because they got their 3rd pick before their 4th ban.
So they will go with a 3rd pick alchemist, probably that solo mid hero where. Really, I was going to say where Chinese teams have been running Alchemist, but even in the West, that's where Alchemist hasn't been getting much love, and when he does, it's usually as a solo mid-roll, and then they'll grab themselves the Timbersaw with their 4th pick.
Okay, so, interesting.
Shit, now I did it.
Yeah. Great. I just need to, like, tab out of Dota 2 during the draft to make myself only watch this stream. Because there's not much I need to see on my actual Dota 2 client, but
Vengeful Spirit for Titan. That's the pick that I suppose we should be talking about here.
It's a good support duo, the VS Enchantress, and just having a good direct stunner is what you maybe need if Tongfu are going to go for that offensive tri lane.
The Vengeance Aura is okay with Enchantress, but what I worry about is lane control because Vengeful Spirit has that slightly shorter attack range, so not really the best babysitter. And Enchantress, although she can rotate into the lane, she's not there in the lane keeping Lycan safe. So, I don't know. I fear for this Lycan a little bit just out of the gate to get things rolling.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Tongfu do with these lanes. Because with the Timbersaw pick, this hero does pretty well in 1v1 matchups. So that's where you can put him safe lane against a potential offlaner. Have the offensive trend with the Rubik AA +1. I say +1, I don't think they put Alchemist in an offensive tri lane. I think he's more likely to be in the mid lane.
Yeah.
With some tri-lane hero picked up last year with the Rubik AA.
Yeah, I mean, maybe something... Well, it depends on how Tongfu want to play this one, but something like a Slark if they want to take more of kind of a mid-game edge and try and do some crippling damage before that Lycan really comes online, or their other option is to fight Greed with more Greed and maybe get some early points in Grievel's Greed on the Alchemist and then grab just a hard farming support and try and just get a hop and a skip ahead of that Lycan. Doom wouldn't have been a bad option, but of course Titan did ban him out.
Yeah, I think Lifesteal is pretty good here. It does give him 3 melee heroes for their cores, but I don't think that's a big problem because Titan also have melee core heroes. They have Lycan and Nyx Assassin, so having melee heroes against Lycan is just fine. If he's fighting you, you're right-clicking him back. You've got decent burst damage there. Lifesteal is good in the offensive tri-lane, so I think it would be pretty decent here. I like this ban from Tongfu. They make sure that, hey, we've got all these melee heroes that can get kited around and just get destroyed. They ban out the OD here with their 5th and final ban.
Yeah, and especially with an Alchemist in the mid lane, you really don't want to go up against Outworld Devourer. We saw that in, was it the first game today? It was OD versus Alchemist mid, and did not end well for the Alchemist. Just a little bit too easy for OD to run him around in circles. And even though Acid Spray is good harass, with bottle crowing and everything else, it just simply isn't enough between the Astrals and throwing some of those orbs. Mirana will be the final ban coming out for Titan here.
Okay. I guess, Rubik AA Mirana would be a really strong trial. I don't think they want to get like a true hard carry. That's where Mirana's kind of like a nice utility type core hero. So
yeah, kind of a flex pick. And I just noticed that the bans for whoever's on the Radiant side on the WPC overlays are inverted than how they are on the regular stream. That's a little bit. I see what they're going for, but
they start at the bottom and go like the 2 bands meet in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, but it's just the one side is inverted of how it is on the client, so it looks a little bit backwards. But
they love watching that XPG guy.
Yeah,
he's apparently a fan favorite on the Chinese screen. He's not their captain or drafter, so they just like showing him. The draft is actually Q at the moment.
XPG just looks cool, man. He's got that sick beard, and he's got that killer look, man. That's what you look for in a camera-friendly Dota player.
He doesn't look like a Dota player. Yeah. I don't know what I don't know who like the Western equivalent of something. It's like an IX Mike type.
Yeah.
He's the IX Mike of China.
That's probably a pretty fair analogy. They Facial hair.
Someone you look at and you're like, why the hell is he playing Dota? Like IX Mike in his basketball shorts and jersey, and just like, this guy is not a Dota player, but hey, it turns out the guy doesn't do too bad.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what they want to do with these 5th picks. Tongfu, they need something for this tri-lane. I think that's obvious, and it's a lone druid, so maybe they'll call an audible here. They can lane this kind of however they want now. They could do a tri-lane with the Alchemist, put the LD mid, and put the Timbersaw in the solo safe lane. I mean, it stands to reason they're going to do an aggro try against this Lycan. Yeah.
Well,
but
Timbersaw is also a possible mid hero if they want to put the lone druid in the safe lane. So they've got 3 heroes who can all go mid. 2 of those, Timbersaw and lone druid, can solo the safe lane. They can off lane. So yeah, options are plenty. The other thing they can do is just play all 3 heroes as solos, and the AA Rubik just roam around the map constantly.
Yeah, that's definitely another option. Alchemist is really the only one that I think fits the bill for a good tri-lane hero. Timbersaw definitely not ideal for a tri-lane, and lone druid, it's okay if it is a little bit more of that solo role like you were talking about with the supports roaming around, but he's one that also does pretty well with that solo experience, even though farm is really good. I don't know. Be interesting to see exactly how they lane this, and I don't know their roster well enough to see who's going to know who's playing what.
U9 is normally the solo mid player, and it does look like he may be handling the Alchemist.
Okay.
Based on what's going on in game.
So then I feel like it has to be a lone druid with the tri-lane if they don't just roam the supports.
Well, yeah, lone druid not really a good tri-lane hero, it's not really a tri-lane hero, which is where the supports will
just
maybe spend more time pulling, jungling.
Yeah.
Lone druid is good at, like, he can actually, like, hold his own under his tower. So if you do the pulls and the creep waves under your tower, lone druid can still easily last hit and not worry about his tower or his hero taking damage.
So Queen of Pain is the final choice for Titan, and that will be the Yamate hero.
I like this, especially against the melee heroes. You can just it's good for kind of cutting them around somewhat and just being generally pesky. So, a smart little choice, I'd say, for Titan.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we'll get ourselves in the game momentarily.
Tongfu for battle.
Looking pretty prepared and ready to go here in their little booth, and that's for Titan. They're 2-0 for today, so they're off to a good start, and they're looking to end today 4-0. If they can get themselves a 4-0 day today, they're looking really good to advance to the round of 8. I don't think they're in the clear by any means because they've still got so many tough teams to face, but they'll be looking like they're in a solid position.
For sure. And it'll be really interesting to see Titan running the Enchantress because last game they shut down the Enchantress so effectively with that Ohio's Nature's Prophet that we're curious to see how they run the Enchantress themselves and exactly how Tongfu want to go about it. It looks like they won't be able to do too much in the way of interrupting her jungling prowess. Lycan Wolf does scout out their 5-man efforts before they move into the jungle, and that will kind of harbor any aggression that they were going to put out. Yep. Another set of wolves will be summoned. They get a ward down here on the other side of the tree line, but nothing too crazy. They don't block any of these Enchantress spawns. But what do you say we introduce these rosters here, gods? I'll take Titan on the Radiant side, and we will have Yamate on the Queen of Pain playing in the solo mid role. On the Enchantress will be Extinct starting on the Radiant side of the map. Will be KYXY on the position 1 Lycan. We've got Net on the Vengeful Spirit, and it will be Ohio on the offlane Nyx Assassin.
Alrighty, well for the Dire side it is going to be Team Tongfu. We've got Sorry Fox playing a safe lane farming lone druid. In the mid lane is going to be UU9 playing the Alchemist. We've got XBG, the bearded badass, playing the support Rubik. We've got the AA in the hands of Q, the drafter for the team. And then finally in the offlane it's going to be MT playing the Timbersaw. Early smoke from Titan. They don't want to go for a first put on mid, I don't think. I think they just want to try to get into this dire jungle, but AA's there. He's going to... Oh. Net, he manages to avoid getting revealed here. Nice bit of movement there. They did not want to get spotted there. He wouldn't have been in trouble there, but he wants Tongfu to be caught by surprise by this jungle rotation. And now they're waiting on the high ground. Q could be in trouble.
Yep, and Net with the magic missile to start it off. No, just harassing. There's the magic missile. Enchantress has the shockwave online. This should be a first blood.
Denied to the neutral.
Oh no!
Oh, the timing of it all. Impale going to come out. Now they want XBG. XBG's in trouble. There's no stun for now. He should be clarity up. I don't think they're going to need it with a shockwave. XBG should go down. The Satyr is taking the tower hits even. Great play from Titan. They dive this absolutely perfectly. They get the first blood. And they've got another stun in 10 mana, but not going to go for the lone druid as well.
Wow, great start for Titan. Unfortunate they didn't get the first blood on the Rubik, but still getting a 2-0 to start things off. That'll send Ancient Apparition back to the well. And, well, Nyx Assassin going to start off with a pretty penny under his belt. That's a 400 gold bounty going his way.
Yeah.
And will make his time in this off lane a lot easier.
Titan just so good at winning the early game. Like, this is a team who, going back to the Orange Esports days when they were at TI2, TI3, they would always win the laning stage of the game. Like, they'd pick heroes that win lanes, which is part of it, was their picks and their strategy, but they'd also just rotate around, gank so effectively, and that's what we see here from the Enchantress. Starting in the enemy jungle, then rotates back to his own jungle, will pick up another creep, probably look for a smoke gank shortly after as well to go with that.
Yeah, definitely. And already he's grouped up with Net, and they're ready to move around. He does have himself a Centaur. Only level 1 on the Enchantress still. Net also still level 1 as well, but Magic Missile's back online. There will be a rotation coming in from the Ancient Apparition.
Just snagging a little rune there.
Yep,
And
nothing crazy.
Titan do spot him. Unfortunately, it means they now don't know where AA is. He could be scouting at mid. He could be going back top, so it's pretty annoying for him.
Yep. Well, Ohio, he'll try and get a little bit of that experience here from this pole camp. Rubik being an irritant, just trying to open up some room for old lone druid there. And he's 9-1 against the 5-1 Nyx Assassin. Pretty straightforward in the top lane. Let's talk about this Radiant safe lane a little bit. It looks like KYXI will have plenty of room to farm on this Lycan. 11-1 against the 12-2 Timber Saw. Even though Timber can pick up some farm against this Lycan, won't be able to do too much in shutting him down. Just trying to harass the Whirling Death, but KYXY doing just fine with all of those wolves. There will be a smoke from Titan, though, and they'll rotate up top.
Yeah, the normal gank you'd expect is towards mid lane. Alchemist is pretty much a free kill if they went towards mid, but they're going to do something which will catch Tongfu by surprise and get him more than one kill. They want to kill off multiple heroes with this rotation. They're walking into a chilling touch here. Haven't been spotted, or they've been spotted now. And the chase is on. Sorry, Fox. Ooh, going to see his sun come out from that. He gets lifted up in the air. He may just go down. The chilling touch bonus damage is there. The impale off the mark from Nyx Assassin. Sensorson on cue. That smoke, the safer kill would have just been on the Alchemist. They probably should have just gone for that. It was a higher risk smoke towards top lane. It would have been a higher reward as well, but the Alchemist kill would have just been a nice, easy little pickup. Yeah,
and it would have given more of an edge to that Queen of Pain, but I guess they figured they don't need it. Right now, Yamate is just dominating. 18-14. Alchemist only 6-0. That is so many denies, only 4 minutes in.
And that's what Yamata says, just go kill top. I've won my lane.
Exactly.
Guys, I don't need this kill.
So given those stats, it's just worth the risk to go top. Even though it's a failed gank, Yamate still dominating really hard here. And, well, just unfortunate they weren't able to stagger those stuns a little bit better. Ohio was off the mark with his Impale as well, which made that gank all the more difficult. And down bottom, thought KYXY maybe under some pressure, but nope.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track of this bottom lane. Like, whenever I look at the minimap, the two heroes are always on top of each other. Because they're both melee. So gotta watch those HP bars closely if they're ever going to be a kill. KYXY is pretty low, but problem is with Timbersaw, he bursts heroes down from half HP to zip nothing in no time at all.
And actually, the Wolves don't really work that well against Timbersaw. I might be able to knock off this salve and be a little bit of a harasser, but the reactive armor just works so well against all of those auto attacks coming in. Like, it can still do significant damage to him, but keeping the reactive armor up is kind of playing into Timber's hand a little bit.
Yeah, and he's going to have his Arcane Boot fairly soon, which is actually going to make this lane a bit harder for KYXY at that point. Timbersaw, he's ahead by about 5 CS, and this lane gets a whole lot worse for KYXY once the Arcane Boot is there. He may just straight up go down here with the Chakram. KYXY in trouble. Gets the double Chakram, but now he's out of mana. Very close to getting a kill there.
Yeah, KYXY.
If he had mana for a Timber Chain as well, would have been a kill.
If this was any other creep, maybe they could turn this around. If it was a Hellbear, a Centaur, or even a Dark Troll, but the Wild Wing Ripper just useless in this scenario.
Dark Troll would have been perfect. They think they needed an ensnare. Even a Centaur or a Hellbear couldn't have got close enough for a clap.
Yeah.
But
yeah, very true. Maybe if he was a little bit better positioned, but the Wild Wing in particular just offers very little. They will get a counter ward here. The ward was pretty close to expiring anyhow, but good use of the Sentry. And we'll make next time the Enchantress wants to rotate in a little bit easier.
And Yamate just getting massive. 31 CS, 24 denied. And Alchemist is going to walk directly into Net here. Net's got a stun. He's got Enchantress, but Enchantress is just a little bit too far away. They need the Queen of Pain.
Yamate's coming.
Or Alchemist channeling a stun. We'll throw it on Extinct. Here comes Rubik as well. Extinct should be fine. He's got a point in the heal if he needs it. Yamate's a bit low. He's got no bottle charges, sitting on almost half HP here. So he wants the 6-minute rune. He'll get it up top. Unfortunately, if Yamate was healthier there, they probably would go for that kill.
Yeah, and I think he made the right call. Without the bottle charges in particular, Quap has mana issues at this level when she's just on brown boots, only a null talisman. really didn't have too many options. You could tell he was kind of like stuttering back and forth right here. Did he want to blink up to the high ground and maybe try and drop a Sonic Wave, but then risk not having an easy getaway, or perhaps trying to walk up and then saving the blink? There just wasn't really an easy opening for him there. So Yamate plays very patient, lets his experience work for him, and doesn't get hyper-aggressive, just plays that one passive, and maybe a missed opportunity, but at least they don't give Tongfu any unnecessary gold. Down bottom, KYXY, he could be in some trouble here.
We'll get hit by Timber Chain. The Chakram needs to land. KYXY is just going to juke this one. He has got the Shapeshift. The Chakram, though, off the mark. Empty. Still got plenty of mana. Here comes Yamate. Gets a Shadow Strike off. KYXY on the chase. He needs to be careful. There's a Chakram in 2 seconds, and that was a TP from Yamate. So that's actually a good, well, not so much a good play by Tongfu, but just a wasted rotation by Titan, bringing in the Queen of Pain.
You know, I'm surprised Yamate didn't press forward to do a little more damage there. He had a Sonic Wave and a Scream of Pain available with Timbersaw only.
Mana, it looks like.
Well, he used a Scream right after he didn't pursue, okay. So he would have had enough for both and then a blink back. And the burst might not have been enough to finish off the Timber, but it would have been a close call. And, ooh, mid.
Nyx is rotated, and that was with a Vendetta. Looks like U9 going to go down there.
Yeah, even through the Chemical Rage, you could tell he was a little bit tankier, but he just has no items right now. Bottle, Brown Boots, a couple of GG branches, and that's it. So a nice kill for Titan. That will make it 3-0 here in hero kills to get things going. Only 8 minutes in, but Titan already in pretty good shape.
KYXY will have his Vlads, and his jungle will just accelerate from here on out. Hitting level 7, max wolves, Vlads are up. Queen
there you go.
There's the kill you're talking about with the Sonic Wave Scream. Missed that one, though.
Yeah.
Yamate up to level 9 now.
It was pretty quick. I kind of, I was looking at it, but Timber just underestimating how much damage the Queen of Pain can do, and maybe even letting him survive just a few moments ago gave that Timbersaw a little bit of false hope that just like, oh yeah, Queen of Pain knows she can't kill me, not going to go for it, so he hangs around at half health, and Quap just drops him.
It felt like you say, it could have killed him before, but we'll get the kill now instead. And
yeah.
Alchemist is farming a nice little Ancient Sack here, so U9 will accelerate his farm off of this. 1 or 2 more Acid Sprays. And this is pretty easy, safe farm for him to get. He has the regen from the Chemical Spray, but actually Titan, they're gonna. Oh no, they're not gonna rotate all up to. Well, they will actually check this one out. They'll see these Ancients nice and low. I think they're just going for a bit of a potential push here. And Alchemist going to start channeling a stun here. Net could be in some trouble. Gets the stun off, but Alchemist chain stun actually stuns himself. Great Sentinel Micro there coming in from Extinct. This is going to be the death of Net regardless, but managed to do a bit of damage there on the Alchemist.
Yeah, unfortunate Titan couldn't turn that around and make a positive out of it. It was such a nice string of plays that make that Alchemist stun himself, but alas, Tongfu do get their first kill on the board as Net kind of caught without too many options. KYXY will rotate to the top lane on this Lycan. How's the Lone Druid doing? He's actually looking pretty good in terms of CS. Number 2 on net worth overall. He's the big breadwinner for Tongfu in this laning phase. And the Bear does have Phase Boots and Orb of Venom up already. And just Brown Boots up on the Druid himself. But all in all, he's been doing well in this safe lane role.
Yep. Quap back towards the mid lane. Just going to continue on farming for a bit. Picked up the first Oblivion Staff. So Orchid is going to be the item of choice for Yamate. Nothing too surprising about that one. Meanwhile, Ohio is invised up. Pop the Vendetta at top lane, looking for a potential pick-off here. This Lone Druid, pretty tanky, though. Killing him, not going to be easy. I think he'd rather just try to get the easy kill in the AA. Yeah,
but unfortunately for them, AA won't make it easy. Q will just hover under the tower. Vendetta will expire, and this will be a little bit of a failed game. There will be a Sentry Ward coming down, so yeah, they're very suspicious. They know this Nyx Assassin is level 8. They know he's looking for kills, and when he's off the map, you need to be a little bit cautious. Nice heads-up play from Tongfu.
Alright. I'm curious to see what build this Lone Druid goes for, if he just goes for the Midas after the Phase Boot. The fact he got the Phase Boot on this Bear kind of signal that he wants to go a bit more of an aggressive build, because normally with the Radiance Rush, you just go Midas Radiance with just your Brown Boot, but he got upgraded Phase Boot on his Spirit Bear.
Look how much damage Lycan did to this tower already, but fascinating to see a level 8 Titan, level 8 Lycan on Team Titan with no Howl. That's crazy. That's usually the level 1 spell we see in the West.
Yeah, either level 1 or level 2.
Yeah.
Sometimes Radiant side you want the Wolves for the early scouting.
Yes, that's true. And MT down bottom. He'll just get destroyed by a Vendetta initiation.
That's good rotations continuing from Titan.
Yeah. But
that's most of an Orchid. He'll have the second Oblivion Staff. Just needs the recipe now. So 600 away from an Orchid.
Wow. This is really timely. Yeah, he's number 1 on net worth by a pretty good margin at 5K. Lone Druid, the leading farmer for Tongfu. He is number 2 overall. and is about 900 behind him. Looks like they will transition this into a tower push. And first tower kill of the game will go the way of Titan, and will further their gold lead even more, now upwards of almost 4,000 with a 3,000 experience lead to boot. But up top, Smoke Gank inbound onto this Lycan.
Yeah, he's got the shapeshift, so if he runs forward away from them, he may survive. He runs right into them, though. Lift in the air. Alchemist done to follow. KYXY going to get cold feeded up. Will be a kill here. Titan looking for retaliation, though, but into 5 heroes, this is maybe not the best idea.
Yeah, net ports in, but he'll just die straight away. Yamate does have an ultimate available, will be forced to blink back, and kind of a disaster for a Titan all around.
Yeah.
The Lycan, not much they could have done about, but Net's death definitely a bit unnecessary there.
Oh, Yamate blinks into the side here. They want to try fight defend this tier 2 tower. They've still got the Lycan wolves. These can actually do a lot of damage. XPG is an insta-kill. Level 2 Sonic Wave as well. Oh boy.
This could be huge. You see him trying to line it up here. He wants this Rubik, but the wolves will zone him out. That'll scare him back. And this will be a tier 2 tower. Tongfu with the right idea to group up as a 5-man death ball. And they will be rewarded with back-to-back tower kills. Titan don't have a response for it.
Yamate opting to play it safe. I think he could have thrown a Sonic Wave and killed the Rubik from the trees, but it would have revealed his own position. He would have to use his blink to then dig himself even deeper in the trees to escape, and would have been a risky proposition. So.
Yeah, risky, but I think he could have gotten away with it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go for at least... I mean, it would have been just a Rubik kill as well, so I think he was hoping his teammates could get there so he could actually go for the big team fight, but without Nyx Assassin there, it's not possible. They need the Nyx with the AoE stuns, the Impale as well as Carapet.
And here we see that Nyx initiating in the mid lane. Orchid online for Yamate. They'll use it. He'll blow the Sonic Wave as well. Timber takes a spill, and now maybe they can transition this into another tower push. Still, this Orchid is going to be trouble for Tongfu.
Dire's middle tower is under
like
attack.
that. I'm not even sure they needed the Sonic Wave. I think they just wanted to get the kill as fast as possible, considering they're transitioning into a push off of it. And well, they'll look to get this tier 1 tower here. They'll get their second tower of the game. Tongfu did a good job getting the 2 towers at top lane, so that was a decent chunk of gold as well as map control in their favor. But now they've got to be careful because Titan are the ones back in control.
Is under attack.
And it was Yamate who grabbed the last hit on the tower. Meanwhile, up top, Lycan will get a tower kill as well. Sorry, Fox. Ports out straight away. Afraid that a Nyx Assassin could possibly be inbound. He's not visible on the map. He is headed back to the well, but still makes a nice heads-up play to port back to safety.
Yep.
And Lycan does have a medallion online now, so Roche is an option for Titan. They are Radiant, so they don't have that advantage, but Lycan can still be pretty sneaky even if he grabs a smoke. Just move right into that Roche pit, and he can solo down Roche pretty darn quick at this point.
So I was want to be a bit careful of this top lane. A lot of Tongfu heroes nearby. We saw last time, Shapeshift does not make you invulnerable. If you get caught by a Telekinesis Alchemist down there, is decent damage to bring him down.
Yeah, and part of the issue as well with all of those stuns staggered does make for a pretty easy cold feet proc as well, which also happened to him when he got ganked last time. So they will take out a nice little stack here. Lil Druid gets the majority of the last hits. He's got 3,800 gold, so I have a feeling it'll be a Radiance rush here. Yep, there's the relic picked up on the bear. And we'll see a Radiance in a pretty timely manner here coming out for this Druid.
Alrighty, well, it looks like Titan positioning themselves on the secret shop here by Tongfu. If Tongfu aren't careful, they're going to walk right into this one. The Centaur stun about to actually be expired, so no more Centaurs soon. And
oh, yeah, that's the Observer that has that long lifetime right next to him there. That was the way they were staggered made it look a little bit confusing, but maybe they can get a War Stomp off. Oh, no, he'll expire, but XB...
They completely messed that one up. Whew. The Impale missing, Net not getting off a Magic Missile. Magic Missile should have come out before the Telekinesis. Net now going to look to TP out. Alchemist Stun not going to reach in time. Lobbers it through the air.
Well, Yamate will grab a kill on the Ancient Apparition. The Soul Burn from the Orchid actually enough to finish him off. Oh, a nice 2-man Impale for a beautiful Sonic Wave. That'll finish off the Rubik. Now MT in big trouble. And Enchantress will get the kill. And this Alchemist, he'll stun himself here in the mid. Chemical Rage not online. They'll capitalize on this one as they blink forward. And that will be a 4-0. After that failed beginning, I thought Titan may be forced to retreat, but...
And that was a 4v... Wow. Well, I guess 4v4 fight. They didn't have the Lone Druid, but KYXI was just top lane, pushing and applying pressure. He's now battling it out with this Lone Druid, and there's not much Lone Druid can do, but he's got a relic. This Lone Druid actually really farmed. Something to be somewhat worried about. But
I was worried before that 4-0, but now Titan just grabbing even more momentum, and per usual with a Lycan, following an unsuccessful team fight will usually translate to you losing a tower. They burn the glyph to try and make a defense at this top tier 2. I think best they can hope for here is a deny, and
Yeah.
yep, that's what's left to settle for is Lycan shapeshifts away.
Dire's
Yeah,
top
Lycan with his
tower has
Necro
been
1 already
denied.
picked up, though. TP's towards bottom lane, and now the push is on. They want this tier 2 bottom tower, and I think they'll get it as well. I like this from Titan. They're applying pressure, knowing this Lone Druid Radiance is coming soon. He's got the Relic. Radiance will be another, like, minute away. And once he has that, it gets a lot harder for Titan to take these fights. They want to have a really big item and golded lead, which they'll get from all this towers.
Yeah, no Sonic Wave available here, but they'll hold the high ground, and yeah, Q, he just gets obliterated. MT,
So he's just food at this point. I mean, he can't move out on his own. He needs to sit behind his teammates. Let your teammates go out and do the warding.
he's level 6. He's got Ice Blast. He needs to just sit back, get some of those long-range Ice Blasts going on, but yeah, damages.
Nice high ground swap. They're going to catch out XPG as well. The Silence Orchid comes out, but it's not the Rubik, which means doesn't have the Orchid for either the Timbersaw or the Alchemist.
Yeah, still they get the tier 2 tower, and the damage has been done. Titan got what they came for. Queen of Pain will have the Scream of, pardon me, the Sonic Wave coming up in about 20 seconds here, and they might be able to just take out this tier 2 tower as well. This is a huge boost of gold going the way of Titan, but experience is kind of keeping on point, just about a 7,500 golden experience lead, and may go up to that 10k barrier here as this tier 2 tower falls.
Yeah, Ice Blast will go flying. KOXY will get away from that one. He even popped the shapeshift. I think he saw the little icon on the minimap and just had a sudden panic, like, oop, gonna get out of there. Well, they get the tier 2 tower. Queen of Pain picking up the last hit, and that's an ultimate orb to go with the Orchid. Signaling towards either a Hex, possibly a Lincoln Spear as well, but I think Hex may be going to be his item of choice this game.
Yep, and there's that 10,000 gold lead I was just talking about. Tongfu are in big trouble here. The only one on their team farming well is this Lone Druid. He's now picked up the Radiance on the Bear. Well, actually, I think is the recipe on the Courier?
He's bought. He has bought it. It's just.
Yep, there. All right, it's on the Courier, on its way to the Bear. So that's something, but the question is it enough? In terms of net worth, he is the only one floating towards the top. Even the supports of Titan are looking pretty rich compared to some of these heroes on the side of Tongfu. And maybe they can grab a few recovery kills and get back into this game, but if they're going to do it, they need to do it soon. Now a Blink Force Staff combo up on the Nyx. You mentioned that Ultimate Orb on the Queen of Pain. And let's see, any other scary items? Necro Book 2 now out on the Lycan.
Tongfu are like, I mean, they can't go for this rotation. There's a Sensual, which will scatter the high, gets a nice 2-hero impale off, pops a Carapace as well, and the 4 stuff out. This means Alchemist is going to stun himself. He needs to be careful. Queen of Pain is in the vicinity on the high ground at the secret shop, but Yamate not going to follow this one up.
Yeah.
Spectrum going down as well, just being used to kill off the Lycan Wolves, and this AA, who's on his way back to the base, and he may just get sniped here by Yamate.
He wants it, but is it worth the risk? Right now he's doing the math. We'll just blink into the trees. Not going to go for that kill.
If he blinks in, he possibly dies.
Yep. And Enchantress has a 4 staff up as well. Looks like they may try and sandwich onto this Alchemist. He doesn't have Chemical Rage for another 10 seconds. This is a big window of opportunity to try and burst him down. But nope, they won't find it.
All right, well, he goes back. Yamate plays very conservatively. I mean, I don't think I'm not criticizing him. Like, he's always ending like last game his Storm Spirit was like 8-0 and 10 or something, but he doesn't take risks at all. Like, he doesn't play that aggressive. Like, if he sees the kills he can probably get, he's only going to go in if he's 100% sure he can get the kill and get out safely.
Yeah, it's definitely not as much of a criticism as much as it just is a play style. He is definitely one of those more cautious players, and he's been around a long time, and for him it's that patience, and for a lot of players that's something that takes a long time to develop, and many of them still haven't to develop that. Oh, I can get a kill. Well, it's worth the risk. I'm just going to go for it. And he's a much less flashy player, and you know,
for a mid player who plays like your farming mid heroes, it's a good
trait.
Trait to have.
Yeah,
for players like who play the initiators, like you're a higher style Nyx assassin or Centaurs, it's a bad trait, because that's where if you're a Nyx, if you trade your life for a kill, it's not the end of the world. Like, you want to be creating space as a Nyx or a Centaur. You're not farm important heroes. A Cop, though, you need lots of farm.
And KYXY, he's going to be in some trouble here. Telekinesis into the AA ult. He will burn the Shapeshift, but Cold Feet procs and, well, ends up being an easy kill.
The Dire Observer on the high ground, spotting him out there, and gets punished. Yamate bottom lane pressuring things out, and this is very he looks far up here, but this is entirely calculated. He knows the Tongfu team were just in their own jungle, and at most they TP in 1 or 2 heroes. And what actual good lockdown do they have? Rubik Telekinesis, and Alchemist stun. It's just not enough.
Yep, and of course he does have eyes on all 5 in the mid lane. He'll port back, and now we're looking like a team fight may break out here. Ohio will start things out onto the Alchemist. And
Follow up though. He's got a nice blink, couple hero impale,
Radiant
and the Carapace
structures
off.
are
But
fortified.
Queen of Pain now showing up. But Alchemist is already healed up with that Chemical Rage as well as the mech being used.
does have a haste rune in the bottle as well. Impale onto the bear. Looks like the Spirit Bear will take a spill to start off this fight, but Net, he'll get punished for it. And still thinking that Titan may want to initiate here, but no, they'll play this cautious. They will let their tier 1 tower fall, and they seem pretty satisfied with trading their Venge for a Spirit Bear.
I think Tongfu come out on top of that for sure. They get the tower, they get a kill as well to go with it. So I think Titan were hoping to just snipe the Spirit Bear, get out, and then keep the tower alive, or at least push back Tongfu with this being scared of something like a Queen of Pain initiation. But Titan, they're forced to just go back to farming the side lanes here. And Tongfu have a pretty scary 5-man. Like Lone Druid, Radiance picks up a cloak now just to give himself a bit more survivability. He's definitely a cause for concern.
Yeah, Lone Druid is still like in that level of farm where a few more towers, maybe a few more unnecessary deaths from Titan, he could transition from this bear on the verge of getting scary to one scary bear. And, well, Yamate kind of following suit there. I have a feeling he's going to grab a Scythe of Ice coming up next. He's got 3,600 gold after that ultimate orb, so he's got enough for it. If that's the item he wants to go for. Could also be a Lincoln Sphere, though I reckon he would have picked it up already if that was his item of choice.
Ahio just being tracked by a Lycan Wolf. Rubik stole the Lycan Wolves and is just following Ahio around to know exactly what he's doing, using these invisible scouts. Ahio will realize it's there when it just despawns, and well, Tongfu, they're smoked up. And some Lycan Wolves, both teams with Lycan Wolves. These guys are just running around rampant here.
Yeah, all these mobile wards. Everyone's scatting out the Roche Pit, making sure there's no trickery afoot. But Tongfu will press forward. They want to continue knocking down towers, and Queen of Pain will do something a little different here. Goes Ultimate Orb just straight into BKB. Right-clicks that bad daddy from nothing to complete.
Radiant's bottom tower
It hasn't
is
been
under
revealed
attack.
yet either. This could be interesting.
Yeah, that's something where he can actually engage, and that's where if he goes Orchid into Hex, he's still very squishy and can't really fight. He does reveal himself bottom lane, so Tongfu will see the BKB, but they're hiding here with 3, 4, 5 heroes in the tree, so if they get a good jump here, they can still take this fight.
Yep.
Oh, they found Net. Net'll get blown up to start off this fight, possibly. Alchemist done, not going to do enough damage to finish him off. Queen of Pain pops the BKB now, is looking for U9. U9 still very healthy here with the mech up. That's going to just keep him alive. One more right click, finish him off. 1-for-1 trade so far. KYXI will chase down the ancient apparition. It looks like the BKB Queen of Pain. Titan has come out on top. They're going to finish off Sorry Fox here with Lycan. Well, the only
Radiant's
survivor is
bottom
your
tower
Rubik.
is under
XPG.
attack.
He's on the run, and I think Titan know exactly where he is.
Yeah, he may not survive to tell the tale here. Queen of Pain on the high ground. This will be a 1-for-5 exchange, and that'll translate to an easy Roche for Titan as they move straight into the pit. Tongfu, they're in some trouble here, gods. It looked like a good engage. They caught Net, but another beautiful Sonic Wave from Yamate did a lot of damage, finished off the Alchemist, and after that it just made for easy kills for KYXY as he came in and just cleaned up.
Yeah, if that Alchemist just survived that, like, the Sonic Wave and that right click, like, with a little bit of HP, it maybe would have gone differently, because the Chemical Rage would heal him up pretty fast. He maybe gets off another stun in the fight, and it's probably a much more even trade, but getting to kill the Alchemist was the big key factor there.
Yeah, and now Queen of Pain, another 2,000 gold in savings, so he just grabbed the BKB and already well on his way to finishing that Scythe of Ice. And that's this Lycan as well. Level 3 Necro Book, about 3,000 gold. Whatever he wants, it's going to be his coming up next here. And maybe BOTs wouldn't be a bad idea.
I think BOTs for some extra Ratota wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, Blink Stun coming up from a higher in the mid lane. U9 just getting harassed slightly there, no big deal.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be grabbing a Halberd coming up here. He's got the makings of a Sange. And I'd be surprised to see an SNY coming out. Halberd just seems to make a lot more sense.
So what do you think for Tongfu? Down 11 kills, like what's the game plan here as far as turning this one around?
14,000 gold, about 20,000 experience. They need something to deal with this Queen of Pain. They just don't have a response for that BKB. I think it was a really smart item pickup from Yamate, because now what do they do? Whenever this Queen of Pain is BKB'd, they pretty much just have to minimize their losses. They have to stay spread out. They have to try and run away. They just don't have the crowd controls for it. Somehow they need this Druid to get huge, and he's working on it. He's got himself the Hyperstone and the Chainmail, so an Assault Cuirass will be out on the bear before too long. But they just need to stall up. With an Ancient Apparition, breaking high ground won't be the easiest thing for Titan, but unfortunately AA is just not scary right now. Only level 1 Ice Blast as he's sitting level 8, and essentially no items. He's got brown boots and a magic wand. That's it. Nowhere near an Ag Scepter.
Both these supports are just struggling majorly. Rubik's got 1800 gold, so maybe a Blink Dagger coming soon, but there's a few not bad spells to steal, like Nyx Assassin Impale having an AoE stun, but XBG, close to his Blink Dagger, gets caught out. Yamate takes a freebie. Easy pickings in the jungle. And now they go high ground at mid. Sonic Wave getting used here. They blow up the Alchemist. Ice Blast going to come on flying through. Rubik actually buying back for this one with all this gold. I think he realizes this is it. Do or die for them. Rubik going to die a second time possibly. Getting kept just barely alive, but the dive into the base is on. And Queen of Pain, Yamate. There's no answer to this
bottom tower is
even with
under
BKB
attack.
having one off.
Yeah, he now has enough to buy that Scythe of Ice, and Lycan just knocking down these towers, doing what Lycan does best. They force out the glyph. I think it's all over for Tongfu here, gods. I don't think there's anything they can do at this point. The Druid just simply isn't farmed enough. He can't survive the burst damage from the Quap.
And even within the Soul Crest, his bear is just dying to the magic damage. Like the nukes from the Quap, the chain disable of a Nyx Assassin, Vengeful Spirit, Magic Missile. There's enough stun and lockdown that his bear will just not stay alive.
Yeah, AA ultimate flying, hoping to proc that Aegis on the Lycan, but unfortunately will be slightly off the mark. Aegis will be reclaimed in about 3 minutes, and Lycan will keep it in the inventory and survive to tell another tale. There's that Scythe of Ice on Quap, and Lycan's got a healthy 5.5k gold just hanging out, collecting interest. Could be initiation down bottom. Ohio stalking Sorry Fox connects with the Impale. Vendetta backstab damage, a mana burn, and yeah, the rest of the team joining the party. Queen of Pain puts another one on the board, and that is now a godlike streak for Yamate. 9-0-8 in only 27 minutes.
Yeah, his scores in these 3 games has just been crazy. I don't remember. Who was he in game 1? Was he the OD?
Yeah.
So he died once. He's done once in 3 games in a row. He's not done. He's got BKB off. He's got into this fight. No Sonic Wave, but he's going to right-click down the Timbersaw. 1 or 2 more right-clicks, maybe a Blink Scream. The Deny coming out from the Timbersaw with the newly picked up Bloodstone, but that's just 1 kill going the way of Tongfu. They killed the Vengeful Spirit. Queen of Pain will be brought down, so Yamate gets his first death again. That's a lot of gold into the Alchemist's hand. U9 on the run now, but with a Blink Dagger as well as a 4-staff on Nyx Assassin, it looks like GG's actually winning gold. Yeah.
An interesting time to call the GG right after they end the godlike streak. But
yeah. I feel like that fight didn't go too bad for Tongfu.
But the problem is Lycan was headed to the mid lane and they had absolutely no response for it. So that was going to be a mid lane of racks in just a moment's notice. And well, seemed like kind of an odd timing, but I think appropriate. Titan obviously taking control of that game. 23-8 in only 28 minutes of gameplay. Just no response to that Queen of Pain, and actually a couple heroes with perfect scores there. Nyx Assassin 4-0 and 10, and X on the Enchantress 4-0 and 6.
Yeah, really solid game. Ohio throughout today's just played solid. Like he's never really been a stand-up player, but the way he plays his offlane, he creates so much space for everyone, and just helps out this team so much. So Titan notched themselves another win today in WPC. This is good. They've got 1 game left. And yeah, possibly a 4-0 day. Last time it was just 3-1. Yeah. They faltered on the last game last time as well. They started off 3-0, fell in game 4 to a render. We'll see how they do here in game number 4.
Yeah. I still think that BKB choice from NWP was so smart. He got the ultimate orb, kind of gave us the fake, like, all right, Orchid straight into Scythe of Ice. He could have gone with it, but they pulled out the calculator and said, well, what do they have to deal with this BKB? And the answer is absolutely nothing. No Fiend's Grip, no Doom, nothing to lock him down through the BKB. So a smart choice, I think, also just to get the orb first to make them think maybe he's going to get Lincolns and then just right-click a BKB, and it threw me off a little bit. I would not have expected Ultimate Orb into a BKB straight up. So we'll see how they fare in Game 3.
Yeah, Yamate's had a great series, as has Titan as a whole. Game 2 coming up next. It's going to be Titan versus Tongfu, the last game of today in the WPC World Professional Classic. I'm Gods, he's Sayuri. We'll be back after a quick break.